Welcome to Thorney Weir. Came down last night in preparation for today's filming, stuck the rods out, chucked some Ronnies at some fizzers, cut the boilies over the top. Had a tench at 3 in the morning, which I weren't best pleased about, but about 7 o'clock, right hand rods away, and we've got this lovely one in the net. Let's get a couple of snaps, we'll slip her back, get the kettle on. Let's have a look at that anchor range. So I've just slipped that fish back. The heavens opened as we was doing it, so nice brewing hand, warming up the fingers. And I think now's the perfect opportunity to take you through the anchor range from Atomic Tackle. You may be wondering why we've called it the anchor range. Well, it does exactly what the name suggests. It pins everything down to the substrate. So in the anchor range, there's various different products, and it lends itself perfectly to the style of fishing that I've been doing for the last 24 hours. As I mentioned earlier, we're down at Thorney Weir. It's a heavily pressured day ticket lake. It's fairly weedy as well, but there are some clear spots, and that's what we've been fishing over the last 24 hours. For me, using the anchor range, it just ensures that everything in that last 6 feet is pinned down on that spot, so when them fish come over the bait, they're not coming into contact with anything. So starting at the top, I'm on braided mainline down here simply because it is a little bit weedy. I've got 6 foot of fluoro tied to the mainline, and along that fluoro, I've used our Anchor tungsten putty. I've got 3 blobs up that fluoro, which is ensuring that behind the tubing that I'm using, it's all laying down perfect. Like I just said, I'm using the anchor tubing as well. I've got about 12 inches of that off the lead clip. Moving down, I've got an anti-tangle sleeve, which again is ensuring the kicker's kicking the rig away from the lead clip, making sure it's all laying flat. Down at the business end, I've got another very, very small blob of putty on the swivel before the Ronnie rig. And this is because I'm using the standard Anchor tungsten kickers, and that enables me to critically balance my pop-up using the weight of the kicker rather than a bigger blob of putty. This ensures that when that rig goes down, it lays down nice and slow and flat on top of anything. So if I have gone slightly left or right of the spot, that rig will still be presented because it will just settle down nice and slow, critically balanced on top of whatever it lays on. So that's the theory, and we've definitely put that into practice this morning, banking that lovely mirror. And that leads us nicely on to the rest of the range, so we're going to spend a couple of minutes running you through the rest of the products. So if you're fishing a venue that doesn't allow leaders, then the Anchor tungsten tubing is perfect for this. It's a big bore tubing, it's available in 3 different colours, super supple, it's got a little bit of play in it, and it's super easy to thread. In fact, I can actually thread my supple braided mainline through it as well. Using the tubing not only lays everything down perfect on the substrate, but it also protects the fish's flanks during fights. However, if you're fishing a venue that does allow lead core and that is your preference, we've got 2 versions under the anchor range. This is available in a 45-pound weed green and silk brown. Super easy to splice, but it's also a real tight weave version of lead core. This means under heavy use, the lead doesn't poke out the side of the leader. The lead core itself is super abrasion resistant, so if you're fishing up against snags or alongside weed, this is a very good option. So moving down to the rig, we've got 2 versions of anti-tangle sleeve, both available in the Anchor tungsten. We've got a short in a 30cm, a long in a 50cm, but if you want to cut these down, you can. I know anti-tangle sleeves aren't the most exciting of products, but these do exactly what they say on the tin. Moving on from that, we've got the kickers. Now there's 4 different versions available in the anchor range. We've got a curved, a mini D, a D rig, and a standard kicker. So no matter what presentation you're using, you don't have to compromise. So starting off with the D-rig kickers, these are available in a small, medium and large to suit every size of hook you're using. If you're in the shop, on the back of the packets, it will tell you what size to use for what size of hook. As the name suggests, these are perfect for D-rigs. Not only does it save you time when tying up your rig, but if you find the whipping not awkward, then these are the perfect solution. Next in the range is the Anchor Mini D-rig kickers. These are available in a small and a large, and again, suit every hook size. These are perfect for your hinge rigs, allowing you to mount your bait close to the shank of the hook, but also allowing it to be blown clear on ejection. Next up in the range are my personal favourites, and that's the curved kickers. These are available in a small and a large. For me, I like to use them on a blowback rig. I think combined with a grabber, they make the rig very aggressive, opening up the gape of the hook, and I've had some wicked hook holds using these kickers. Of course, these are not just limited to blowbacks. There's a multitude of rigs that you can use these kickers on. You really are just limited to your imagination. Last but not least, we've got the standard hook kickers, again available in a small, medium and large. These are by far the most popular hook kickers in the range, simply because of the multitude of uses, and they can be used on any rig. So let's quickly touch on the benefits of pre-moulded kickers. It saves you having to get the kettle out and shrink down shrink tube. For those of you that like to recycle your tackle, you can cut these off your rigs and reuse them time and time again. There is one legacy product that we brought forward from the old range, and that is the Tungsten slugs. For those of you that are not familiar with the slugs, these are our versions of sinkers. Instead of having to buy a small, medium and a large pack of sinkers for the situations you're fishing in, with the slugs you can literally tear off 1, 2, 3, 4, as many as you like to suit the situation. Much like putty, these can be used to pin down your hook links, your leaders, or even your supple braid. They can also be used as a base for putty to be moulded around on your hook links as well. These are available in a weed green and a silk brown colourway. And the final product in the Anchor range, and one we are extremely proud of at Atomic, is the Anchor Tungsten Putty. By far, one of, if not the stickiest putty on the market. This stuff will stick to anything. We've managed to incorporate 2 colours into the putty, meaning that you can match it to the rig and scenario that you're fishing in. It's extremely pliable and really nice to work with. You can mould it around your rigs, getting rid of the creases and remoulding it into one piece. It's not just limited to being wrapped around your hook links. You can fish it up your leaders to pin down your leaders. You can wrap it around swivels, over sinkers. You can even rub the putty up leaders or supple braid to impregnate that with putty. We've had some incredible feedback on the putty since it hit the market, so if it's something you use a lot of in your angling, then I'd definitely check it out. So that's all the products in the Anchor range currently. We're always looking to add to this with constant product development behind the scenes. If you're interested in any of the products in the Anchor range, you can pop into your local stockist or order them direct from atomictackle.co.uk.